All right, guys, so we're going to be covering the final week in March as well as the beginning of April. I just want to say thanks to everyone that came out for the CrossFit Open and the Friday nights that we had going on, the 5 weeks. It was awesome, great atmosphere, a lot of PRs for everyone. The community was definitely brought together for that, and we want to see that going forward in the future where we have events going on. It was just great to see the faces come out and just support the fellow athletes and the fun that everyone had and the great atmosphere that was created for that. So what we're going to do is cover Monday right now. So there's going to be no strength on Monday. What we have is 3 rounds for time. It's going to be a longer Metcon with rest built into this one. I've actually put in the 3 different levels. So pick which level you're going to go with. If you're brand new, obviously you're going to be that beginner level, but push yourself if you feel you can handle this. So first thing is wall balls, then burpees, box jumps, deadlifts. If you're doing deadlifts and you're doing the 135-95, by the time you hit this, you should be pretty gassed because of all the movements prior to it. Making sure you have perfect technique for this is kind of the important thing. If that's a heavy weight for you, then definitely scale the weight down. And then make sure you're not hitting singles or doubles. That's not the point of it. You should still be going pretty fast on that. That's the reason it's 135-95. The last movement is a 1-minute plank hold. If you can't hit 1 minute in a row, accumulate 1 minute, which is fine. So do 30 seconds, rest for 10, another 30, whatever you need to do to actually get through that. But since there's 3 minutes after that, I want you to really push your limits there and make sure you're getting as long as you can before you do come down from that or start breaking from that. Go hard for each round. That's why there's no strength built in. This is supposed to be a gasser, a little bit of a chipper here, so go hard every single round. On Tuesday, what we have is A1, A2 of back squats and some sort of midline work. So it's either toes to bar, knees to elbows, or strict knee raises hanging from the bar. There is other forms that we can do for beginner, but these are the 3 main ones that we're going to be covering. Each one is going to be max effort, so make sure that your technique is good, and obviously take yourself to that point where you can no longer do it anymore. For the back squats, the only person that's going to be maxing out is the advanced. So if you've been here a long time and you know that you are advanced, you are able to do the 5-5, 3-3, 1-1. Otherwise, focus on just getting stronger. Don't worry about testing your max this day, and it's going to be sets of 3s or sets of 5. Your Metcon is going to be a 10-minute EMOM. This is a little bit longer of an EMOM, so there is a lot of movement involved. There's 9 reps each minute, which means that you can't go too heavy with this. One defining factor may even be the fact that can you press that bar from behind the neck. So it's going to be 1 power clean, 2 shoulder to overhead. Then you're going to bring it down to your back, similar how you would do in a bear complex. 3 back squats, and then you're going to reverse. So 2 shoulder overhead. I've written that you can do the first and second reps can be done from behind the neck. That's completely fine. Or you can do 1 from behind the neck and then the other one from the front. It really doesn't matter. And then 1 power clean to finish off, and then rest the remainder of the minute. Obviously, you're going to be pushing yourself for this. It's an EMOM, so you shouldn't take the whole minute. So if you start breaking it up, it means the weight is too heavy. It's not going to get you any better. Technique should be the focus, which is usually what's happening with these EMOMs. But because there's 9 reps, it's going to take a little bit of a hit on the metabolic system. So pick a weight accordingly for that. I don't want to see you start the first 2 rounds and then realize you've gone too heavy and you have to lower the weight. But obviously the opposite of that is not good either, where it's way too light. So that's that for that one. On Wednesday, what we have is split jerks. We're focusing on that. Similar to the progression there for the previous day in the back squats. It's okay for the advanced people to be maxing out on that. The reps prior to that are just preparing your nervous system and getting you ready to handle that 1 RM load. Intermediate and beginners are 2s and 3s. It is split jerk. We worked on push jerk a couple weeks back, so we're going back to that split. Your Metcon is pretty simple here, but as you guys know, simple is usually the hardest. So 1,000-meter row, as hard as you possibly can. It's 100% row. Rest 5 minutes, walk rest if you need to, just to kind of recoup, and then 1,000-meter row again. I've written that the goal is to hit the exact same time both rows. So when you're approaching this, do not pace the first one so that you're getting better on the second one or anything. You want roughly the exact same time. You guys know that if you do this correctly, you're on the floor no matter what when you are done both these rows. Focus on your split time. When you're learning how to row, the split time is a good indicator of where you should be and where you are in that actual that row. So start to learn how to read the rower when you're doing this. Don't just go at it and go by feel. That's not the best way to approach this. If you guys did 15.5, it was a little bit different because there wasn't a split time. We had that chart kind of indicating split time in comparison to calories per hour. So you need to learn technique as well as reading what the rower is telling you so that you can actually progress in that over time. Not going out of the gate too hot and then just going to mush by the end. On Thursday, we have overhead squats or overhead lunges for the beginners. This is going to actually lead you into your form of snatch. So if you're advanced or even intermediate, you can go straight from your overhead squats into your squat snatches. It actually, I'm going to rewrite this. It says A1, A2 here on my side, but either way, it's going to actually be A and then B. So just to clarify that, so you're going to finish all of your overhead squats, and then you're going to do all of your squat snatches right after that. So finish that and then go on to the next movement. Don't bounce back and forth. Your Metcon is something that we haven't actually done in a little bit of time. So it's been July 4th was last time we did this workout. Isabel, nice and simple, 30 snatches for time, 135.95. Adjust weight accordingly if you have to. I don't want to see people pressing this movement out, so it's not a snatch to here and then finish with the press. It is a snatch, so it's ground to overhead in one fluid motion, and make sure of that. I put a time cap on this because I see people that they want to go prescribed and they are just simply not ready. 8 minutes is a high time cap in my mind for this type of workout. You should not even be anywhere near 8 minutes. You should be in the low under 5 minute range. That's the point of this workout. So even if you're 6-7 minutes, it probably means that you picked a weight that is simply too heavy. So know that going into this. Check your ego at the door. Focus on technique. Go hard, but don't be silly with your weight. Just because that's prescribed doesn't mean it's meant for you just yet. Friday we're closed, so no workout that day. Get out of the gym and do something if you want. Burn off all that Easter eggs and whatnot. And then Saturday, similar to Monday's workout, there's not going to be a strength on this one. A lot of kettlebell stuff this day. You can flip-flop the row and the airdyne if need be, if we're going to be busy on that Saturday, so know that going into it. It's 2 rounds for time of either the 750 row or the airdyne for 30 cals. And then what you're going to be doing is going directly into all your kettlebell work. So it's 40 kettlebell swings, 20 kettlebell goblet walking lunges. So you're going to be holding that up against the chest. Now, if you do this correctly, your kettlebell should not be coming off of your chest as you do this. Because you have a vertical spine, it should sit nicely just against your chest, your hands underneath the kettlebell. That's a mobility piece, and we'll be working on that in the warm-up. And then we're going to be doing something completely different that I haven't programmed this in years. 10 kettlebell one arm shouldered overhead with your right arm, and then 10 kettlebell one arm shoulder overhead with your left arm. So make sure you can do this correctly. If you can't do it with 1.5 or 1 pood as your weights, then definitely do not use that because that's going to be a little bit too much for you. So pick a weight accordingly for that. You can only have 1 kettlebell, so you're going to have to use the same one the whole time through and make sure that's the correct weight. That's it for this week, guys, and we'll see you soon.